Hello, everyone's. I am here for Emergence Season 1, Episode 1. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you're a family member, you're one of my peoples, welcome back. Now, y'all, I was like, okay, this seemed like a good show. I want to get some more, scripted shows, on my channel. But I was like, man, I don't know how this is going to go. Because I love Manifest, and hopefully it comes back for Season 2. I loved it because, we don't know exactly what's happening and why. And I'm kind of getting this vibe here. It's like a lot of conspiracies going on. But we're going to get into that. Now, we start off, it's in the middle of the night. Lights is flickering all over town. And then the lights just go off. And we hear this big old boom. But what caught me was the police officer, the main character, her name is Jo. She had like a clock on her nightstand. And I was like, why do you have a clock and a cell phone when cell phones have time on it? But I guess this is to signify that it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when this happened. So that was like, okay, keep that in your mind. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. But I was like, why do you have that when phones have, clocks on them? You can set multiple times for an alarm. But that was just caught my attention. So that was one thing. So while investigating, a plane that crashed by the beach, by the water, and Jo, she there to investigate what's going on. Okay, it seems like nobody on the plane survived, but off yonder is just some random little girl looking scared. Now, was she on the plane? Did she see the plane go down? Because at this point, she not really talking to nobody. And I was like, okay, is she not talking because she's shocked? Because she didn't just seen this plane crash? Can she not speak because she's from another planet? All these things was running through my mind. But she has had an instant connection to Jo. Okay, you the first person I've seen. So, therefore, I'm going to cling on to you. And I'm not going to really talk to nobody else. And this is how things is going. So, Jo was like, okay, I guess, let's get you to the hospital and let you get you checked out. Now, she got the complete, clean bill of health. Don't even have a paper cut on her, but, she can't remember CT scan, all those things. She doing good. But this is when things start getting a little weird because the NTSB show up looking for this little girl. And not only that, but one of the police officers that Jo works with, I did not catch his name, but he's like, well, the NTSB are here, and we don't know who those first dudes are. Now, Jo was already like, I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all not finna get this little girl. Now, she went missing when the NTSB come looking for her, because they came in all aggressive, they don't have, no woman social worker there to make it seem like, okay, we're nice, we're not here to be mean, but they just show up where the little girl at, we coming to get her. And Jo was like, first of all, pump your brakes, because on the hierarchy, I'm above y'all. Y'all can't arrest nobody, but, I can do the arresting. She not going nowhere with y'all. But the little girl, she done went missing. So we got to look at surveillance footage and all that stuff. And this is when she get the call that, yeah, I don't know who those first dudes are, but these are the real people right here. So I was like, okay, y'all get there. We got a fake crew there going around, sniffing around, probably collecting evidence. Something about this don't smell right. And it didn't. So she runs to her car because she finna go follow the fake in the NTSB folks. But her car is not starting. Now, it didn't start the rain. And the rain on her windshield went from just trickling down like it's supposed to it got to trickling sideways. Now, rain not supposed to do that. Now, my first thought was, okay, this is my time to get out of this car and go back into the hospital. But she don't do that. The little girl in the background talking about something, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, hold on. Don't be mad at me. She talking about something, don't be mad at me. I'm like, what I need to be mad at you for? But I do want to know how you know this was my car, because we rode together here in the ambulance. And somebody drove my car here. So how do you know that this was my car? That would have been the question I asked, because I say this all the time. I'm third generation nosy. So I'm going to want to know how this little girl know this was my car. Why is the rain coming down at an angle and not just down like it's supposed to be doing? These are the questions I will be asking, but she not asking those questions. Maybe it's because, she woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. She ain't got out her sleep, so signals is not firing like they supposed to. I don't know, but I be questioning things. So Joe decides to not follow protocol and bring this little girl home with her. Now, that couldn't happen at my mama's house. Cause say my mama just come home with some random little girl. All right, well, this little girl, she can't remember anything, but she gonna stay with us for a while. Come again, mama? Let me holler at you for a minute. So, I know this your house and all, and this is if teenage me, little girl me. I know this is your house, and I don't pay a bill to furniture, but is it a good idea to be having this random girl staying at our house? Like, for all we know, she could have just ran away, and she just happened upon this, crash site. We don't know this little girl from Adam, but they're just welcoming her with open arms, and I just did not get that. But, she don't want to put her in the system because we already got, fake NTSB folks. And if they get a hold of her, ain't no telling what's going to happen. So we got to keep this little girl safe. And they just acting like it's natural. They done named the little girl Piper and everything. The daughter's over there talking about I ain't going over Daddy's house this weekend because I don't want it to be too dramatic for Piper if I live. This your weekend to go with your daddy. You don't know Piper. You met Piper basically, this morning? Maybe last night? But you don't want this to be traumatic for you to go over your daddy's house for Piper? Okay. That's what you're saying. So, she goes down to the crash site, which is just cleaned up. You wouldn't have known anything happened. But this is when she meets Benny. And I believe Benny is like a reporter or something. And he already know this is going to be a cover-up. I can almost guarantee you they're going to say it's an unmanned drone. Nothing happened. But why would this be cleared up so fast? You seen what was over here last night. Now, Rex here in Houston, they shuts down the highway for hours. So, how is it this big old plane done crashed and they done cleared everything up overnight? Tell me that, sis. Yeah, just cleaned it up overnight. He already knows it's going to be a cover-up. But she don't want to look far into that. I'm like, why not? We got fake NST people. This little girl was by this crash and she didn't even get a paper cut. A piece of sand didn't get in her toenail or nothing. You should be questioning these things. So this is when Piper's mama and daddy come showing up at the police station. And they have no evidence whatsoever to prove that they are her mama and daddy. They're just like, oh, her name is Olivia. We have some passports, but we don't have no ID. So you got your passport, but you driving around and you don't have your driver's license? Okay, so they was like, oh, here's our passports. Her birth certificate's at home. I was like, that makes sense. Birth certificate, that's at home. But, okay, so y'all from Charlotte, but y'all came here to Long Island to go camping in the middle of the school year? That's what you telling me? It's like, yeah. And we, Piper, she not Piper, but, they call her Olivia. She just walked off in the middle of the night. We tried to call, but, the signals is down. I still ain't got no signal right now. And this is just like, oh, yeah, my phone is messed up. Can I see some pictures of Olivia in your phone? He's like, we've answered all your questions. Where is our daughter? So, okay, let me get these cups from y'all. Let me warm this up for y'all. Oh boy, I'm gonna need you to run the prints on this and run them fast. But when she gets back to the room, they gone. They didn't check the deuce. Well, they didn't even show her they was checking the deuce. They was just gone. I was like, yeah, because y'all ain't have no evidence. I'm guessing, or I would think that whoever is after her would have a picture of her. So you could have been like, okay, we have pictures. Here's my phone broke, so you ain't got no pictures on it yet. But here's some pictures, some Photoshop pictures or something to prove that, this is her mom and daddy. Because, it was already some fake NSTB people coming, and now you, the mom and the daddy, y'all showing up. But y'all don't have no real evidence, and y'all story sounds, suspicious as all get out. No, ma'am. Now, she calls her ex and look here. Listen and listen good. I'm going to need you to go to the house and get the family and take it to that one spot where the kitchen burnt up. Say yes or no if you know what I'm talking about, and make sure you don't take your phone with you. So like now she is like pulling her whole family into this mess, trying to save this little girl. And at one point I was thinking to the ex-husband, like, look here girl, you need to do something, because you're not finna bring me and my child into this mess that you got going on. Because he was like, are you a little paranoid? She's like, well, let's see, this plane crash was cleaned up in no time. Fake NSCP people came by and some fake parents. So I wish I was paranoid, boo-boo, but I am not. And I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. So it's later on that evening, and like somebody is breaking into the house. They all in the basement trying to get out, and finally they do get out. But like after they got out the basement, I was like, y'all didn't notice that the washing machine just like, or dryer, whichever one, just like rolled across the doggone floor by itself. Y'all didn't know that these doggone tools act like this is a tool, just like came off the tool rack and just started hovering. Like, we not gonna talk about all these things that just happened. But somebody ends up getting Piper and like drag her to the car and ride down the street. So of course what's her name, Joe has to follow. And like you would have thought it was Elle from Stranger Things, because the car get to doing a flip, but Piper don't have a scratch on her. Now, I don't care if she was wearing her seatbelt. Like, a piece of glass could have, like, grazed past her face or something. How is it this girl keep on, escaping unscathed? This is what I want to know. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, something ain't right about this. Something ain't right about this. And this is turning into a trust no one situation. Like, ain't nobody new finna come here and tell me nothing. It's the family and this, dude that works at the police station. Because she lets him know right off the bat, look here, I'm about to do something illegal. I'm not sending her to the system. She gonna stay with me. And I'm gonna need you to keep that hush, okay? Because something ain't about to right here. And he was like, yeah, because those people who said that they was the parents, like, I ain't find no record of them. That's suspicious. Those dudes that was in the car that took her. This is random piece of metal, like, and we can't identify what it is. So, yeah, something strange going on. And I was like, yes, it is. Stick to your instincts and your guts. But y'all, I'm just going to say that she an alien or something. Because she brushing her teeth, as you do. And as the water is running, I guess she kind of like has a memory of her being almost cocooned with some kind of liquid type of situation, and then she snaps out of it, and then she takes a box cutter and gets to cut back here, taking some device out her neck. Like, you just cutting with a box cutter and you ain't saying ow. Like, I ripped a Band-Aid off before and I was hurting for a good few minutes, but you took this box cutter with no hesitation to just boop. Just, let me fix my hair. Alright, go ahead, turn this water off. And went over her business. I was like, no ma'am. No ma'am. But I was like, yeah, I'm liking this show. I want to see where it's going. And hopefully we can get more seasons of this. Because I'm be mad if I started a new show and I only got one season. So, y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people. If you're returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples. Now, this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.